What's up, everybody? Squirrel Man's back again. It's a better day today, man. I always try to stay positive, dude. Like, I could have a shit ass day, and I wake up the next morning, I'm like, man, this is gonna be a better day, right? So yeah, today's a better day. I'm on my way to Connecticut. Not too excited about that, but it's a lot of miles, man. I got almost 700 miles, and it's one of those runs where you pick it up whenever you want and you can almost drop it off whenever you want, so it's not like super time sensitive. And those, for those of you who know, those are the best runs. If I could get those runs every single time, man, I wouldn't have a complaint in this world, man. Because I've had jobs, especially when I was working for CRST, where everything was time sensitive. It's like hurry, 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 it gets stressful. The reason why I was making this video today, though, is because I want to talk about communication with your peers, your friends, your wife, your husband, whatever. Communication is everything, man. Because with me personally, stuck out here, away from my world, not knowing is worse sometimes than knowing. I could lock you in a room and make it appear or manipulate you into thinking so many other things are going on outside that room that really aren't going on. But because you don't know, it drives you insane, So communication is everything. When two people are not getting along, and one person refuses to really be more outspoken and communicate their feelings and really talk about what's going on, it can make the situation so much worse. But when you got two responsible, rational adults that are willing to put their differences aside and really talk about what's going on, it can take an incident that was way up here and bring it way down, And that's what happened to me in the last 24 hours. Me and somebody really, really special to me were having our, disagreements, and it basically ruined the last 24 36 hours of my life, but there's nothing I could do about it. You just get over it and get on with your life, but because me and that person are able to talk to each other, which I super appreciate, because I know she's going to watch this video. I really appreciate the fact that me and that person can talk to each other, even when we're both having a shitty day, or just one of us is having a shitty day. Like, we can come down here, surrender our ego, yeah, like, exactly. Surrender your ego. That's what you need to do. I mean, if you want to take something from this video, I think that's a really good thing, man. Surrender your ego when it comes to getting along with people you really care about. You both sit at the table. You both talk about your differences. Put your egos aside and talk about what's going on. That, I feel like if more people in the world were willing to do that, we wouldn't have so many problems. But when you talk to people, one thing I do, I never cuss. I almost never cuss when I talk to people. I try not to raise, and this is like when you're having one of those conversations. I don't use cuss words. I try to keep a mellow tone of voice. I always try to be rational. I always try to talk like an adult. You never want to talk down to or make that person feel like you're talking down to them. You want to make them feel like you're putting them up there, not on a pedestal, but you want to make them feel like they're respected, and I think that goes a long way to say you really care about that person, and it makes that person feel good, and she absolutely deserves that because she's an awesome person. So that was kind of a message I want to get out today, about communicating with people, because I feel like there's so many failed marriages, failed relationships, failed friendships, even failed businesses, because employees don't communicate. People just in general just don't talk to each other, and I think a lot of it is because people aren't willing to get over themselves, aren't willing to set their ego aside, and just listen to the other person. And that's the other big thing, man. When somebody's talking, you really got to listen. Are you listening though? Are you really listening to what they're saying? You know, because that's one thing this person taught me, is how to just shut my mouth and just listen to what they're saying. You know, just pause and keep your ears open and your mouth shut for a couple of minutes and listen to what they're really trying to say to you. Because when you start to do that, you might learn a lot of things about yourself that you didn't realize before, you know. And the person's trying to give you constructive criticism, you know, they're not trying to put you down. They're just trying to make you look at things in a different light, you know. And that's one thing I learned in the past month, you know, how to look at myself in a different light, how to look at things from a different perspective, from a perspective I wasn't looking at from before, you know. So that was really important to me to make this video, really important to me to get that message out. Like I said, once you start talking to people and listening to what they're saying, and by listen, I mean actually open your ears. Don't just sit there and wait for your turn to talk. You know, a lot of people do that. A lot. They sit there like this, and they're not actually listening to what the other person's saying. They're just waiting for their turn to talk, and the whole time the other person's talking, they're just going blah, 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 inside their head. So they didn't really acknowledge the message from the other person, you know? And that completely defeats the whole purpose of two people communicating with each other, you know? You actually have to sit there and sacrifice your ego for 10 seconds and just listen to that person. And if you did, you might like really appreciate what they just said and be like, wow, light bulb, you know. So that's what I wanted to get out here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is this something you're going through right now? Is this something you had already gone through? Have you lost friendships because of stuff like this? Have you lost a wife or a husband because of stuff like this? I think we all have. I learned a lot in my marriage, even though I'm not with that person anymore, but I learned a lot of lessons from it. I walked away a better person. Do I feel good about a failed marriage? Absolutely not. Who the hell would feel good about a failed marriage? No. But as long as you learn something from it and take those lessons learned with you to your next relationship and say, I'm not going to make those same mistakes again. Those mistakes made me a better person, and now I can give a better version of myself to this new person that absolutely deserves it because they're awesome, you know? So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, common sense ain't common.